All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome everybody. We got a special edition of the Mincel Intel today, so I'm just gonna, jump right to it, introduce my co-host, and then the big score that we got on this show. So I'm gonna first bring in BA.
How are you?
What's up, buddy? Excited?
I'm good. Oh, very, very excited.
I can't believe you're not just like this, that excited.
Like
let's bring in Phil then too.
What's going on? Every time BA comes on before me, I just start laughing because he's like, "How are you?"
And then we got the best producer in the business, William.
Don't stop saying that, man.
Best producer in the business.
Best producer you guys got for now.
Best producer in the business. Audio drops out immediately. All right, boys. We scored the. Well, we didn't score anything. Kirk said he was going to go on all the shows, so it's our turn. So let's bring in Kirk.
No. This is a low.
There he is.
This is a low. Fucking, I'll take the hat off, John. I didn't mean to get in your way.
I like the hat.
What?
I said I like
the hat. I thought that was the theme.
Yeah, this is a hat week. I don't really know why. You guys can hear me okay? Because I can't hear myself, but you can hear me fine. God, Will is so fucking disgusting.
I told myself
we were trying.
Is there a belt attached to that door, Will? Did you just hang yourself on, and we can watch you die?
There's one on the.
You can watch the blood rush out of your face, and you'll be purple by the end of this thing.
That'd be awesome.
That's the only reason he's on screen is so that he could do that.
Why is Latino Kirk below you on his knees with a ball gag back there?
That's business as usual on the Mincel Intel.
Over there?
I gotta get him out.
That's how we get the contents out of our friend. But
what's up, boys?
We're gonna do not much. We're gonna do show as normal.
Okay, so hot porridge and cold fucking ice, whatever it is.
Yeah. Goldilocks zone.
Fantastic.
We'll change the name to the Goldilocks zone for this show. But first thing we're going to do, we're just going to ask you a few questions. I know Mayo basically covered everything in his 2.5 hour long Nichols worth of advice last night. So
my dad
my
dad came back to life so he could die again during it. Because he wanted the pleasure of not having to watch the end of it. It was fine. It was fine. But, what's that, Phil? No, Phil, it's your show, Phil, not mine. Go ahead. I didn't mean to get you
the talent.
Fucking boring thing you're about to say, Mr. Discord tough guy. I'm leaving it alone. No, I'm leaving it alone. This guy's kind of a pussy, but no, I didn't do it. No, not me.
I want to punch him in the face.
But never meets me face to face.
Phil,
there's only 26 letters, guys. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Phil doubles down way more than anyone else here. So
yeah.
He's one of those.
There's nothing that sparks his hate more than when we tell him let's cut it out. He's like, no, I'm doubling down, and so we've learned our lesson, if anything.
I mean, I think the P in Phil is silent, but the P in pussy is very loud. That's what I was. Two Phils.
Phil's
I don't get offended, are you, Phil? I don't want to get you upset or anything.
No, he's bubbling.
He's talking about it on Discord.
Phil's going on.
I'm chatting right now.
You guys
are a multitasker.
Go ahead.
All right, let's jump into some interviews here. Okay. So I'm going to start with my first question here. Kirk, you would like to demand a lot of loyalty, trust out of people, mostly your fans. You're kind of hesitant to trust Mincels. Is there a reason for what's your opinions on Mincels? Is it really just because we're new? You can't really trust somebody that's that new? Because I could see that.
Well,
what's your opinion on Mincels?
So much. It's not that I don't trust whatever that Mincel word is. It's that I don't trust people I don't know at all. Like it has to be earned. It's nothing. It's not a criticism at all. I actually like all you guys. I like Phil. I like BA. I like John. I like the rest of the crew. Will exists. But the thing, I mean, again, I was joking around earlier with Phil, obviously, but earlier this week, you see when things get out of hand, and when that happens, and everything's equal. Like, let's just say it's a Steve from Providence who I've known for a few years and has had my back in tough situations and has gone at real enemies and has done all that stuff. My inclination is to say, well, I know what these guys are. I don't really know you guys at all, but you're listeners to the show. And it seems like you're passionate about it. Now, I mean, you must understand to some extent, I'm kind of breaking your balls when I say that you're chasing Portnoy.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of part of the fun. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, these guys are fantastic. There's no fun in that. So, I mean, I think it's an earned thing on both sides. But,
Yeah,
so far so good.
I would never take it as serious to go on Twitter and make a public statement about my loyalty or anything like that. Or
Right, I know
I would never do that.
Yeah, one of those the other day. I was
totally
like,
not.
oh god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was definitely
Not
what I meant
good.
to do by that.
Not good.
What about, you did mention this, the word Mincel? Its origins are apparently, which I didn't even know this, its origins are from Riccio, which I didn't know that. But we kind of adapted it because of KFC. What's your idea about the name? Should we drop it? Because Kirk, you say we drop it, we drop it.
I don't care. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I actually it makes me laugh that it's from Riccio in the way, because it kind of is a tweak to him. But I think of it more from Kevin also, and he likes that. And it's funny. I mean, it also is identifiable. You can't change your name now. I have no. Riccio is such a fucking zero that it doesn't even. He is meaningless to me. He's a brain. Yeah. If Murchison had been fucking, lobotomized at birth, he'd be Riccio. There's just nothing there. I mean, really, there really isn't.
If you look through John,
shut up, BA. Will, take your fucking hat off, please. You're so fucking.
My hair looks really ridiculous right now.
Oh my god!
As compared to normal.
Put your hat on. Put the fucking hat over your face, please.
I have a different hat on.
Oh, this looks even worse.
Oh my god. Well, what the fuck?
Body or no? All right. What is that?
New York Science.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying, BA? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, if you look through John's, I think 7-8 tweet thread, you would see that I was actually the guy that coined the term Mincel Intel. Just like Mike in the monologue. I just wanted to let you know.
Congratulations.
He's an idea guy.
I'm an idea guy.
Benjamin Franklin.
Phil, let's jump down to you. What do you got?
Congratulations.
You have to hear my question?
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah, so my first question was, you told us that one story about a duel and jizzing all over his stuff and borrowing his money and all that shit.
Right.
And it seems like your boarding school was like a crazy fucking time for you. For
my favorite year ever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, are there any other crazy or notable stories that you would have from there?
Well, I think I told the story. On the air before. If I didn't, I should have. Did I tell the Naked Thursday story on the air or no?
No.
I did that.
I don't think you did.
Wow.
I went to NMH.
What's that, Will?
And there he drops out. Go ahead.
I went to NMH, which isn't too far away from Williston. We actually played you guys in sports, and we had a similar naked tradition. Yeah. We were right on the Connecticut River, so you should write a book about that.
I'll set it before the show. Am I
going on your show too, Will? Am I going to be forced to do that?
I think next week you have to. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Before the show, Will said he wasn't going to talk a lot, so
it's already breaking the rules. So
we're talking about Herman stories. So it's probably what Will is alluding to. It was the second half of the year, you'd start bringing in kids who were prospective students at the school. So there's this one kid who was foreign. I forget what country he's from, but Phil, all these foreigners are the same. So he,
no, you're right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm really, listen to me. I'm really sorry about it. I'm sorry I said that. So this kid comes and this guy across my hallway, Joe Rowbottom, says, what will be funny is if that Thursday we just all he was staying in the room with Joe and his roommate. He said, wouldn't it be funny if we just all said this is the third Thursday of the month, this is when we all just hang out naked and just talk, and we never mention it once and we never break character. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And we wound up doing it. And at first I remember taking my clothes off. Adul was looking at me. Poor Adul. I mean, is really like a fucking Weinstein victim. He must have been so devastated. I'm right. I remember taking off my clothes and going across the hallway thinking, am I going to do this? I did it. And by the end of the night, first of all, the kid was freaked out. But by the end of the night, he was naked. We're fucking playing cards. We're watching. And so he winds up telling his parents, and they complain. And they bring us downstairs a couple of days later to the main area, where we watch TV and shit. And I remember one of the guys, his name was Scott Jackson. He was my assistant basketball coach. Nice guy. I remember the other guy was talking, and he just shook his head and he said, I just don't understand why you would do that. He just kept saying that. I was like, how you played? But that year was really a great ball. It's sort of, you guys know, it's sort of like what I like doing now, where there'd be 4 or 5 of us just sitting around completely shooting the shit for a couple of hours. And you never get that, it's sort of that favorite year thing that you look for. And I think it's part of the appeal of the show at times.
Yeah. As a manic masturbator, as you depict it yourself, do you think he had any other intentions by asking you that? Like any other motives?
Who's that, Joe?
Yeah, your roommate there.
A duel or which one? What
By asking you that?
Asking me
No, the guy across the hallway. Do you think by asking you that he had
I don't know.
other...
It's a good question. I mean, the scent of it must have gone across the hall at some point. They had to have permeated the entire building. I mean, it's like that room. That room must smell like cum now. Still, it has to. It has to.
Oh yeah.
The scent of jizz is hard to get rid of. So
it is. Well said, B.
Thank you.
Weird shit to smell that windbreaker.
Can you imagine?
It's been through some tough times. So,
so my next question. So I talk a lot with Patrick, like in Discord, like a lot.
Who's
He's
that?
the Patrick.
Who?
Yeah.
Who the fuck's that?
I don't know him.
No idea.
The guy with the beard.
I've not met him.
Oh, what?
Okay,
Who the fuck?
Well, anyways, Patrick.
Just move on. We'll move on.
We recently, like with all like the infighting and shit going on, we've been reminiscing back to like November-ish, when everything was
days,
when we all sort of came together, as a server.
Sure.
Fuck, man.
Well, the fight in Murchison.
I get you.
No, it was a big coming together moment. But what I wanted to ask you is, like, is there another enemy like that we can kind of use to come together specifically? Because it's not like fight the Red Sox, fight the Globe, fight Shirley. Right. I guess we're looking for someone in specific, is what Patrick.
We haven't had a new enemy reveal themselves really much lately. I do think part of that, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, I think, just what's going on in the world now. And secondly, I think in a weird way, we almost can't battle with people because even back at EEI, we could kind of sneak up because they thought, oh, it's a sports show. One of the problems now, and for all the great things that I have working with Barstool, one of the issues now is when we try and bring any guest on, like this Tara Reid woman, it says Barstool Sports. So a lot of people are like, oh shit, it's Kirk Minihane anyway. Like, I don't want to deal with his fucking crap and his fans. But then it's also combined now with Barstool Sports, and they're just people who just don't want to. They just don't want to deal with us anymore. But I promise you, something will happen in the future. We will have new enemies and fresh. We're gonna that will happen again. I mean, fuck, we all know it's gonna be Barstool in like a year anyway. That's where it's headed. So I mean, it'll be tough for you guys. Yeah. You'll stick around. You'll go stay with those guys, but I'll miss you.
We'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
We're not the we're not the sharpest guys because we were talking to Steve earlier, and we thought Tara Reid was a girl from American Pie.
Not me either.
Yeah.
That was you.
That was me and BA.
Well, I said she should change her name. Like, it does sort of hurt. Like, it's because everyone, it's like, oh, Tara Reid, Tom Brady's old girlfriend.
Like, I was like, no way, she worked for Biden.
Right?
Yeah. Before her acting career.
Yeah.
The story made no sense to me. It kind of clears up the light a little bit now. Kirk, like, kind of what drew us to you, I think, was kind of the fan engagement that Phil was talking about, where you guys unite and, attack enemies and that kind of stuff. For us as Barstool listeners first, and then you, that kind of resembles what Stoolies were in my mind. And then I kind of was introduced to Minifans. How would you compare those two? Like, how would you compare Stoolies to Minifans?
Well, I think it's different. So I wasn't I was friends with some of the guys, and I paid attention to some of the content, but I wouldn't have called myself a huge Barstool consumer. I think it's different in that ours is so inclusive and interactive, where there's a lot of fun and fun only to it. There's not, and that's great. Like, there's nobody I love more at Barstool than Dan. Nobody. Like, he's legitimately like a good friend of mine now. Tonight, PFT's playing Hank and ping pong. And that's fun. That's great. But they're going to get a huge interaction. I think they're going to get a shitload of people on Twitch. And that's kind of how they do it. How we do it is we sort of get into these battles, or we have these conversations, or we have these jokes that are within the jokes. I said it today. We had Big Cat on today. And after he got off, we were talking about how all podcasts are kind of dipping now, no matter what, because of the coronavirus. And as great as Part of My Take is, and it's great, and how huge their numbers are, astronomical, you can, if you so choose, skip a Part of My Take, and you won't miss anything.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you miss an episode of my show, there's a chance you're going to miss, like today. I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to the whole show today. At one point, just a random thing, Steve called the director of Star Wars Glenn Lucas. Now that is gonna resonate forever. So when somebody calls and makes a prank call 3 weeks from now, and he says that he's from this place and his uncle Glenn Lucas did whatever, and then you're thinking, why are Kirk and Mike laughing so hard at that line from Tim's prank phone call. You know, if you didn't listen to that episode, you're fucked. You missed something. And then when you miss something, you get kind of pissed off, and then you do have to listen every day. So I think a lot of people are 2 or 3 episodes behind right now, which I totally understand. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever be able to miss that many episodes. The second it comes out, I know you guys are the same. Well, I know, Will, you have to do the cut ups, but like, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, you wouldn't know what's going on Twitter or anything like that, you know?
Well, I think it's hard. I mean, I don't think you guys have any kids, right?
No,
not that I know.
Not that we know.
Classic joke, Will.
Right,
classic.
solid, Will. Solid. Good one, Will.
I've got more lined up. Don't worry.
But like, I think if you have kids, it's harder to listen now during the quarantine if you have kids, then because you're not driving to work.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you're driving to work, there's no traffic, so the commute's less. Maybe you're not running as much. Maybe you're not. You know, I don't know. Although it seems like a lot of people. You guys all signed up for the 5K or what?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're giving away three spots. We're going to sponsor 3 people. So
excellent.
We'll mention this right now. Anyone who needs a spot still, we have 3 spots still open. No one even reached out, which is kind of is a good sign. But I mean, the more the merrier.
We're happy with the numbers. But yeah, Kirk Minihane. What is it? Kirk Minihane Show.
KirkMinihaneShow.com. It's the first thing that pops up.
Yeah,
it'll
be in our description.
Are we close to that first 250 mark, or
we're past?
Are we looking there? Past it. Okay.
Yeah, we're well past that. So I think we're going to look at. Like I said, we're going to give away, you know, I can't believe I'm doing this. Somebody could come and watch the show. We're going to do a live show from somebody's house. We're going to give away 2 Wilbur tickets. So, you know.
Nice.
I couldn't believe the in-studio thing because I hid in the corner when I came to Shadow.
Because I'm repulsed by you. Hopefully I won't be repulsed by the person who wins it, Will. By the way, I don't think I've ever spoken to Will before in my life. Ever.
Wow.
No, this is the most extended that we've ever.
Right. I don't think we've ever spoke, right? Ever?
No, ever. I mean, I've introduced myself to you, and I think you just were like shaking hands and kissing babies. So
right. Oh, you're in Madawaska.
Yeah, I was in Madawaska.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And you're an intern for the show.
Yeah, and I do work for you.
Putting it together now. All right.
He's a producer on here.
Your name's not Patrick.
Right. And we are actually going to have a female intern on the show.
Yeah.
Apparently, I guess she's coming on with us tomorrow, which would be Friday. Or maybe.
Otherwise, I was a plaintiff.
Apparently, Will.
Yeah.
Apparently, Will, Justin, and Nick are interviewing her for Steve.
Well, that was an idea I think Steve said he had.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So we'll see.
3 fucking brilliant minds going at it.
Like,
I'm sure.
The 4th girl Nick ever talked to.
3 Stooges.
Who we on now? They're dog. Yeah, BA, you're up.
So, Kirk, thanks for coming on. I see the Mohawk is coming in nice. But Steve sorry. Steve calling what dreams nocturnal emissions. What the fuck is that about?
I mean, I don't know what to do with Steve anymore. Literally today, I mean, I just said it, but he's talking South Park. He's like, somehow he brings up South Park. He's like, that great episode with Glenn Lucas from the Star Wars movies. And I'm like, what wire is there I would love to go in his brain and compare it to a normal brain and see what wire went this way or that way.
Oh, that'd be fucking a great experiment.
That Warden of the North guy released one of those videos again tonight.
Yeah,
it's fucking incredible. I could watch. If it was 50 hours, amazing. I would have watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even seeing like on that Lights Camera Barstool stream, like new people like hearing the stuff Steve said, they were fucking perplexed by it, then shocked. It was nuts.
Right. Yeah.
Eddie was absolutely fascinated by it.
Yeah. Steve took over that whole thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We were in the call.
I mean, there was no doubt in my mind that the Minute fans were going to take over that chat, take over that whole stream. So
we were in the comments.
I was there 15 minutes early.
Yeah. It didn't look like you were enjoying yourself for like the first 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sorry, Will. What do you want me to do? Dance around? I mean, I'm watching a fucking movie. You think I'm enjoying myself now?
Yeah. Well, these you guys
I really like Brandon, and I actually really like all those guys. I like, I've had some battles with people at Barstool, but by and large, people are fucking great. I mean, they leave you alone. They respect what you do. They like the fact, like, even this, we're hustling. They respect that. We're doing a lot of content, and they work hard as opposed to just kind of sitting there and saying, "Oh, what the fuck can we do?" So I like that.
I think they stand on the sidelines, kind of afraid of you. And then once they get into the world and see there's really no reason to be afraid of you, unless they bring it upon themselves that you're very enjoyable. I think
Miami went a long way. Went a long way for that. I think even
blew me
out of the water
water
a little bit. And, I mean, obviously,
even just look at Big Cat. Like after Miami, is just a different. He calls in every other day.
Right. Yeah. And he was. Obviously, Justin was a disaster down there, but that's a whole. It's another tragedy.
That's a whole different story.
We did get the 150.
Yeah,
we did. That's true.
I know these fucks are stepping on my questions like crazy. Holy shit!
BA, what do you got?
So I wanted to just thank you for requesting to be a guest on the Mincel Intel. So did Steve tell you he actually reached out to us, or because we didn't actually reach out to you?
I can leave.
Yeah,
happy to leave.
No, I'm sorry.
Believe me,
I have a family and a life to go back to. If you want me to,
Aaron and I got to watch the end of Ross. We can go do that.
Yeah.
I just said I thought it'd be a good idea. So more people. I mean, I know you guys actually get nice numbers, but maybe more people will watch than usual, and they get a look at the show, and then it's a little promotion for you guys. But you guys are doing a good job.
No, I thought it was a great idea coming on all the YouTube shows just as a promotional tool because every single time.
Well, you're great business mind, Willie G. Minihane.
I mean,
that's a high
sign up here.
Hair, Will, would you please cut your hair? Jesus Christ!
I'm waiting for.
Did you see the pigtails the other day, Kirk?
No, I did not see the pigtails.
It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
BA, do you have anything else?
I got one more, but because Kirk, this is the only show you're going to go on that we're probably going to try to talk over you the whole time.
No,
I don't mind. So, all right. But the last one, this is a kind of a serious one. So known sexual deviants like Steve Robinson, DC, and Met have pushed an anti-Canadian agenda on the KMN network. How do you feel being a prominent Canadian personality on the network about this blatant Canadian racism going on in the Minifan community?
Well, it's abhorrent. And as you said, I am. My mom was born in Nova Scotia. I'm half Canadian. I am. Yeah, I think it's something we need to look at.
Thanks.
I can maybe start investigating. I'm not sure how we solve the fact that Menners and Steve and who's the other one?
DC called me a hoser. He called me a hoser. What the fuck? I don't know. I have no idea.
I've never heard that before.
I don't know what to say about that.
I know what a hoser is.
Somebody tried to ask about 15 people.
It's somebody who hoses the ice down after a game of hockey.
Oh, okay. That's a Canadian sport, so that's
a Canadian insult.
I don't think that's right, by the way.
I don't either.
It's right. I promise.
Is it really?
Probably isn't. It probably isn't. Right. Will's usually wrong about things.
Well, Will is Canadian too. I think we have 3 Canadians on the show.
No, we have 2 Canadians because I'm half Canadian. My dad's Canadian.
Exhilarating. Well,
thanks. All right.
That wraps up BA. Thank you.
I'm on the case.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
I'm doing Mentor's show tomorrow night, I think.
Oh.
Is that right? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think you said tomorrow.
He's so excited.
Good luck.
I just made the intro. I just made the intro for him. It's nice. He liked it a lot. Oh yeah, he loves it. So.
He's gonna be sucking you off the whole time. He's not gonna ask any hard questions. I'm sure.
Yeah. Fucking hypocrite.
He's got to jump up and down and grab that.
I was gonna say he doesn't even have to get down.
Actually, my dick is so big that it doesn't matter. He's short, so I blew the line. Wait a minute. Say it again, BA. He's gonna be blowing me tomorrow night. Go ahead.
That Menners is gonna be fucking blowing you the whole time tomorrow.
So my dick's so big, doesn't even matter. He's 2 feet tall. He's gonna fucking open his mouth; it'll fall right in.
There it is.
Boom.
Oh, boom, roasted Menners.
Kirk, so I'd say in the beginning of the show, I'd say up to January, you were very passive when it came to, and by passive I mean you were I don't give a fuck about the fans growing, who the new fans are, bringing Barstool people in, how much money the show made. And then it kind of hit January. We had that awful year-end review, which I know how you feel about that. And then you came back from December break there, and you were kind of very progressive with what you wanted to get done. I mean, examples, Wilbur, Madawaska, the 5K. What was that? What sparked? Did you just kind of want to be the best?
Well, I just sort of thought, why am I doing that? There was no reason why I think I was being purposely dickish just to be dickish. And that was my old EEI attitude when things went bad, was to just I don't give a fuck. I'm a fucking asshole. Fuck you. And I thought, well, why act this way? I mean, and this drives Steve crazy when I say it. And it also drives people at Barstool crazy when I say it. We are never going to have as many listeners as Pardon My Take. That is never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. It's just not. They're first of all, a great show. What they do is awesome. It's far more accessible. Our show is work at times. I mean, you really have to invest every single day. Yeah. I think you'd be the biggest daily podcast in the world at some point. So I thought, why am I doing what? And I sat down and And I said, well, we're going to do, like you laid out a few of them, this, and this. And we're going to be more accessible and more welcoming and invite. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, let's have whoever on just to have them on if they're a big guest. Like, I'm not particularly interested in having on like Gronk. Like, part of my take guys do a good job with them. I'd be bored with them. So I'm not going to do that.
You know, I talked about yesterday on Mayo's show about potentially bringing in guests maybe for the last 30, 40 minutes, sort of like an enough about me style interview thing. And going back and listening to those, I thought those were great, you know, but like you said, I mean, the guest is what matters. And I think you also stated too that, you know, you don't want to have somebody on that you're going to argue with. You want somebody on that you can have a good conversation with.
Well, you could do both. I mean, you know, and that can happen. Like Steve and I have argued, you know, but I do think I get kind of caught up in the, like, if I want to do something for 20 minutes at the end of the show, well, if people don't want to hear it, it's like the phone calls. I think some people I've heard, a lot of people like the phone calls, a lot of people don't. That's fine. But we've done an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, especially now where there's not a shitload of stuff going on. So we're going to open the phones for an hour and bullshit. If you don't like that, the show's done. This is free content. Yeah. Go listen to it. So maybe I'll do another few interviews going forward. I mean, we'll see. But yeah.
Cool.
Do you think it had anything to do with working for, like, it's clearly like working for EEI, you didn't care how much they grew, whereas Barstool, I feel like with Nardini, it's someone who is passionate for you.
Right. That's a big part of it. I did care about the audience of EEI because I was bonused on it. But my thing was they would get in the way of me trying to do it. So if I, you know, like, for instance, I said, like, the idea of, you know, we're the three of us right now. Even Mike is involved in this idea, which is unbelievable. He's
wow.
Up, you know,
holy fuck.
Well, I know. We've got something cooking that's, you know, going to maybe next week or the week after that's going to be divisive for an episode. It's something that I can do here, like the Hammer or whatever, where in the past of the EI, they would have been like, well, I don't understand why in here, they would, I didn't get a single word good or bad about the Hammer other than KFC, who was like, he's like, what the fuck was that I just
what the fuck was that?
No idea. Was that Big Cat's voice in the beginning?
Yeah. Right. Big Cat was in it. I think Big Cat was in it. Casey was in it.
And Stephen Shea too, right?
Stephen Shea
was in it. Yeah. Who has made the greatest comeback ever. He's like one of our guys.
Oh yeah.
He wild. Some people are
the rise and fall.
He's still weird though.
Some people are saying he came back from the dead after getting hit by that bus.
That's right. So it is nice when you have a boss. Like, I mean, I guess Dave's technically my boss, but I mean, as we're speaking right now, he's, you know, probably fucking he's using a samurai to cut a dildo in half in his fucking apartment. So, you know, I mean, I tend to go to Erica more for the big questions and Dave, you know. I talked to Dave last week about the 5K. I just called him. I was like, hey, we're doing this. He's like, I don't care. That's fine.
He doesn't.
And I said, we talked about the intercom stock for a second. He's like, I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask. I think I opened this thing. I go open these boxes, and he hung up. And I just looked at the phone. And I said, we won't talk again for 4 months.
I think as Minifans, we're adapting to. I tried to make the T-shirt design for the 5K, and it had Stella's grave on there too. And Steve told me to take it off. So I think we're adapting.
Wow.
You know, we're growing too.
Well,
I
just think like online is like, you know, I'm sure the people in Barstool, we'd love to do it, but Barstool will be like, yeah, we need to do that, and it's fine. I got a lot of people who are mad that Dave's face was on it for Minifans. So you can't win.
You can't please everyone.
You cannot please everyone.
Steve offered me a free shirt for making the design, so I want to thank him for the free shirt that came with the ticket. So thank you, Steve. Will, go ahead. You're up.
Oh yeah. I do have a few questions. I don't want to wash your balls here, but I've never seen someone flip a switch on. Like, I've seen you perform live 4 times now, I think, 3 times, and it's like I said, like a switch flips. Does that come from like years of hard work, or does it come more from just innate, natural, raw talent, or a combination of the two? Sorry that I stumbled my way through that. I just
what a fucking question.
You were a fucking intern, Kirk.
That was innate. Wow. Kirk,
he's my intern.
Kirk,
I can't legally ask him to work the shaft after SNC. That is
no, I know.
Although the
I'll
irony
do it for you.
He's older than I am, so I don't know if I actually know. So people say it to me though, because Will's been, I guess, in the studio where I've done the show, and you know, I'm very low key. I don't talk a lot. I'm pretty not antisocial, but I'm just not like I'm not a talker in real life. I don't talk. I talk for a living. Like, you're right that something goes on where I'm like, all right, well, this is my job. Like whether it's Madawaska or the show every day, I walk in the show every day, sit there, kind of take a breath. I'll have a drink of water, and just sort of and say, all right, Steve, are we good to go? Are you on? And then we just go because it's my job. And you know, when I'm done with this, I'll go and lie down and read a book and won't say much for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I kind of a follow up to that
awesome.
is like when did you have that?
That's awesome.
Shut the fuck up, guys. Can I ask my question?
Oh, sorry.
I've been interning for him for 6 months. I've never talked to him. Can I ask?
I thought you get your chance on your own show, Will. What the fuck?
Good point.
Shows.
Why are you here, Will?
John said he'd I don't know. A long story. Anyway,
follow up. All right, this question better not be as hard hitting, though. I want to get a softer question.
It is as hard hitting. When did you have that first like, holy shit, I'm really fucking good at this, better than anybody in the country? You know, because when I listened to you, that's what drew me to you was you know, I listened to old Stern when he was good. Because I'm old enough, obviously,
right?
And it just blows me away how naturally talented you are. I was wondering when did you have that moment where you knew?
Well,
you were
I don't know. I got on a specific moment, but I just, you know, I knew even when I was doing weekends at EI and we play the old sound about me talking sports and stuff. But there were times within that show where I would do things on the weekend with the producer. I would do stupid stuff for even an hour or two on the show, and I thought, oh, you know, this is great. Like I know how to do this. And the truth is, for years, driving around in the car or going for runs, I would pretend I was hosting a show. I would. I mean, you know, I had voices in my head even then. They weren't telling me to fucking, you know, jump off a building or something. But, you know, I was having this sort of dialogue and thinking of what would work and what wouldn't work, which is crazy. Because honestly, I was writing baseball cards. But Rob Bradford, you know, was when he started EI.com, called me up and said, hey, do you want to be an editor for WEI.com? And he said to me, and he didn't mean this an asshole way. He's like, this doesn't mean he's like, you'll never be on the air, but you're going to work for the website. And I said, all right. But then I thought in the back of my head, well, you know, people do weekend shows and that's how you start and you work your way up and you work your way. It's different than 2020, say 2009, but that's kind of how you do it. And I knew right away I was better than anybody there then. And then I got better and better.
Yeah,
Nice.
What am I hearing in the background? What noise is that?
Sorry.
That's BA's hot roommate.
Will
you have anything else? Or?
No, it's a hot male roommate.
Oh, really?
It's a hot male roommate.
Yeah, it's a hot male guy. Yeah.
Do I have anything?
He's good looking though.
He's a good looking guy. Yeah.
It's true.
You asked if I had anything else. I do have something else, but I think you already answered it. There was an episode where you asked if Justin and I were in communications programs, to which you said that slicing deli meats would be a better career path for the two of us. Yes. I was wondering if your opinion has changed one way or the other on that one.
I would say probably being the person who then takes a deli meats and puts them like in the
okay, moving up the ladder.
I don't think you're there yet.
Step by step, Will.
We have, we now have friends, Will, in the deli cutting community, right? I mean, what's his face? His girlfriend are in the deli department.
Oh, Justin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, I don't remember her name.
12-year-old porn star girlfriend are in the
onlyfans.com/whatever her name was.com.
We never found her, right?
No, we still haven't.
Oh, that fucking Steve from Providence was leading the charge to find those porno tapes.
So we'll wrap it up quick. Last question I have, and then we'll get into anything you have for us. And then we'll get into Hot Porch Cold Soup.
This is just the first part, actually, Kirk.
This is segment one.
You're
building this world with the KMS, the YouTube, and everything. How did it come to fruition? And do you think this is going to be effective if, and God forbid it does happen, but you do go subscription service and leave our precious Barstool? Sure. Do you think it would be effective? Like, was that kind of your goal with this? Is to kind of build a world and see what you could do with it, or?
Well, that's what I did do to some extent the EI, but it was limited. It was limited by the people I worked with to some extent. It was limited by the company. It was limited by the format of radio. It was limited by a lot of stuff. But when I started here, and that's why I pitched radio.com was, trust me, I'm going to build this and we're going to create a community of insanely loyal insanely loyal audience because I said then to these guys, I said, this is going to be for people instead of their favorite TV show or their favorite sports team or their favorite whatever video game. This is going to become the top thing they talk to their friends about it and get into fights with their friends and do this and have competitions and have their own shows. I pitched them a year and a half ago the idea of a 24-hour Kirk Minihane radio.com network where it was my show and then this would be a show. All these other things would be a show all day long. They didn't want to do it, but I knew when I came here, it's what I talked to Eric about and Dave about. And I said, guys, it's going to be different than the rest of the shows. We're going to be off. We're going to, first of all, be away physically, and we're just going to do things differently. And, we're not going to interact a lot. Once in a while, I might shit on you guys, but it's all going to be in good fun. And they both understood the vision of that right away. I love working at Barstool. And if they offer me a new deal tomorrow that was like, and they're not going to, obviously what's going on in the world, but if things were perfect and they said, hey, here's a deal that is good for both of us, I would do it because they're an awesome partner. I mean, I can't say enough great things about Erica and even Dave, because Dave doesn't give a fuck. He hates Mike, who doesn't, but Erica is fantastic. It's a great place to work. And I think this thing will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you see, even during a pandemic, and it's a small business, but a place like Sheffield is like, what the fuck is going on here? Like we are, fucking Dale Bear, they sold like a fucking couple of thousand.
They tweeted to me thanking us for the promotion they ran from them, and they know the joke. They know the joke of they called me out, no problem, Joe / Joel / you know what I mean?
Well,
they even know deep down.
They even knew that Lauren Lynn was like a BA guy and stuff like that. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, like that's crazy. That our advertisers are.
BA girl.
Right, but between but even like this is where Steve is great. Like he cultivates these relationships with a Smiths or I'm trying to think of another one outside the more recent ones. But we've had 4 or 5 of these local ones where it just explodes and then they come back. You've seen it again with Sheffield, where they just like, we crashed their website a year ago for the golf tournament. And they were like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. I mean, even the coffee company. So it's good. I mean, it's good so far.
It must be tough though to explain to Erica the fights between Mayo and Latino Kirk. She must be asking a lot about those.
It's top priority. She's always concerned about that. Just 3 meetings. I got to cancel this between. Yeah, I thought that one was so. I was like, I'm not even paying attention to this fucking thing.
Yeah, I was like, this is not.
They were like fighting about like privilege and stuff. It made no sense.
I have no.
Oh God.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't make it to you, that's all that matters. Any last questions you guys have, or Kirk, do you have any questions for us? Well, I know we're here for it.
I have one more question.
Wow.
Okay,
let Phil speak.
Good. Hashtag let Phil speak. So Steve asked you the other day, I think it was yesterday, about the Twitch. And I pitched to him. I was like, part of my take and Barstool, they all have the Twitch accounts. We're all playing games 24/7.
It's getting whatever it is.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if that was like something you actually were interested in having us try out to see if it was.
I don't care. Do it.
Because even talking to other Minute fans, there's a bunch of kids who want to play.
I said yes. All
right.
Is it?
He doesn't give a shit about it.
Kirk,
Kirk,
his kill death ratio sucks, so he wants to try to.
No, it's a 1.0.
You might want a different.
Any of that means, but I'm all for it. If you guys want to have fun, do it. Don't get any trouble. All
right, we're on it, Kirk.
Don't actually kill me.
All right.
Let's jump into hot porridge cold soup here. I'm going to start with BA. BA, who do you have for it?
Okay, so my hot porridge. Are we calling it that?
Yeah, it's hot porridge this week.
It is Steve from Providence for backing out of the shot for shot Zoom.
Oh, he did?
He backed out because he had to work like a fucking asshole. I was gonna say, like, Kirk has a lot of stories. I have like a story about me being at a gangbang eating a pizza, so I could have shared that at that time, but he missed out. Yeah. So
what are you talking about?
Nothing.
Make sure you stop at Domino's before you get to the gangbang. Like you would have heard that story more on the Zoom meeting, but Steve from Providence backed out. So, who do you got for your cold soup?
My cold soup is the bracket because people forget Blow was actually a 2 seed in the bracket. So I know Kirk was asking about like this all started with the bracket, but I just wanted to get that on the record.
Good. I'm definitely wanted to talk about that.
By the way, championship voting is still occurring, and that's our bad that it took so long. We
forgot
about it. Okay, we forgot about it.
We forgot about it for 2 weeks.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's hop down to Phil. Phil, who do you have for hot seat?
My hot seat is Matt Carano because he likes all my tweets and he's like retweeting. He's just interacting with my Twitter, but he refuses to follow me. And it pisses me off. I don't know why. He's on my hot porridge seat this week.
Okay.
Coronavirus.
We know why.
Exactly. Coronavirus.
Who do you got for cold soup?
Medium Poppy because he's killing it. I think with his new show. I really like that. I don't know if you saw that, Kirk.
Which one was that?
Poppy's Kitchen. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. That one I've not seen.
It's actually good because
my idea.
It seems more like a fast-paced show compared to some of us where we're all sitting around the entire time. Like he's got different people coming on, different segments.
Me and Poppy's idea for it is we're going to kind of use it as a buffer for new shows because a lot of people are coming to us with new show ideas, and it's kind of like, yeah, that'd be funny for like a 10-minute segment, and then not hold up. So I think we're going to kind of use it as like a buffer. To maybe, and if it works, so I think Poppy's show is going to end up being one of the best on the thing because it's funny and it's.
But for a fast-paced show, it went fucking almost an hour. So.
Yeah, but it did not feel like an hour.
There was a disclaimer in the beginning though, apologizing for the length.
Yeah. Who do you have for hot seat, Will?
Who do I have for hot seat? I have Big Steve 207 QS, aka Steve Robinson quotes. Through Latino Kirk, I found out that he was the guy who made a carbon copy of my Twitter profile.
Way to give up your sources. Nice.
I don't care. He would admit that as well. But I like the idea of creating a parody account. I'd be flattered if somebody made a parody account of me. But like making a carbon copy and then tweeting out like ridiculous shit that I would
definitely weird. It's definitely weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
And I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, of course you did.
For a minute, they actually tricked me. I genuinely thought it was you, and you lost your account.
It was you. Well, who do you have for your cold soup?
Cold soup, not Kirk's burner.
Okay.
I just think he's consistently good with his tweets. Kirk, if you haven't seen your not Kirk's burner,
I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, check him out. He's got some good. He's got some good tweets.
It's a picture of your face. That's all blurry. It's like it
looks like it would be your burner account.
I mean, there has to be over 2,000 parody accounts now. I know some.
Crazy.
I mean, crazy. I don't know.
There's parody accounts of parody accounts. That's the best thing ever.
There's still new ones popping up every day, which is wild because I don't know how many more people we have that don't have parody accounts at this point.
My windbreaker actually has a parody account.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of your biggest YouTube commenters. Kirk, who do you have for your hot seat?
So which one's bad?
Hot soup.
Which one's good? Which one's bad?
So hot seat is bad. That means they're on the,
I love this guy, but I got to put the former president DEC on the
nice.
It was just a bad start to the podcast with him yesterday. I could not believe how I don't know if you guys heard or not. I can't believe how sensitive he was.
It was bad.
If you're a Kirk Minihane fan, which he is, a diehard fan, and you're like surprised that I'm talking about something that happened on his show and bringing it like that's what I do. That's my entire existence.
Yeah.
He settled down. He was good, but it was bad. It was not a good first 15 minutes for him. It was not his best performance.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard he's more of a Ellie Schnitt fan now than a Kirk fan. That's what
I think that's true.
I hear that's true. I the same thing.
I think that's for sure.
Ellie Schnitt, though, another podcast you can't miss every day.
Who's that? Ellie Schnitt?
Yeah.
What's funny is like she came on with us, right?
Yeah.
She's a daughter.
She's a daughter.
She's cool.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I'm telling you, I fucking don't remember anything.
She had no idea what you're talking about, probably.
None.
She seemed like she's down to be on.
But that's a mild hot. Like I love, I love DEC as much as you can love somebody who is registered sex offender.
So like a warm, not a full.
Cold soup.
Cold soup.
Yeah.
Cold soup.
You know what I like? I'll piggyback off Will. I like the early Kirkman guy.
Oh my God, Kirk, you just stole both of mine. This is classic every fucking week.
You had the one
he
got the Suburban story out the other day, which I enjoyed hearing and then getting to tell again. But once in a while he'll pop up with something that legitimately makes me laugh. And I do like the new MHB account that like makes fun of MHB's house.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever that
Oh
is.
no, he's
the fat MHB.
he was a bracket. He was a bracket snub. The guy who it's like MHBB or something like that. He's just always talking about eating food. It's hilarious. He's one of my favorites.
He's good. He's good.
Well, I mean, my hot seat was DEC and MHB, mostly because of this happens every week. They steal mine, so don't worry, it was right on brand. But
I was worried.
Mostly because they said they hated the YouTube channel and then almost immediately admitted that they don't watch the YouTube channel.
Well, that was my thing with MHB. Good, that's a good point, John. I was going to bring that up on the show. I forgot. He's killing the YouTube channel, which is fine. I don't care if you don't like the shows, that's fine. But then he's like, I've never watched it, so it's like, well, which is it? He's probably. He'll be on your show at some point. I guarantee.
He also
he's been a planned guest since week 2. It's just every week. We thought we had him this week. Then he forgot that Easter was on Sunday. But no, I like MHB.
He also said that he hadn't listened to I think your podcast in 3 weeks.
I know, but then I noticed today when he was on with Mike last night, he suddenly listened to yesterday's episode.
Yeah, the one that was all about him.
About him, so he fat ass in there and listened to it. So.
No, I like MHB a lot. He's a good dude. Yeah, my cool throne was early Kirk Min for the exact reason you said. I feel like he posted that Suburban story, and that's to get you to say you listen to old clips of yourself. I think because we were going to do an education segment, which we usually do with you, and I was like, yo, I think we should drop that because Kirk hates that. And then we were going to do that segment, but you talked about it on your show. So early Kirk Min, he does good work.
He does.
Yeah, he does good work. He finds good stuff. So.
Good account.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good account. Let's jump over to Clout. Kirk, we did for you. You could give Clout or take away Clout from one of the callers because I know there's been a controversial topic on your show if the callers are good or bad. So let's start with you, Kirk. Let's go right to you.
Oh, okay. I hate to say this because he calls every day, but sometimes Sheldon doesn't really bring it.
Wow.
Still mine.
I think it's the talent. Wow. The talent of getting on first.
Yes.
Is
but the quality of the calls always. But the problem is he's almost become like a friend of ours. So I don't want to be. Here's the thing, Sheldon. You're going to call tomorrow. Fucking step it up. That's what I'm saying. Step it up. Okay. I mean, I don't know how he gets through. I don't know if it's a Steve. Steve controls the call. So it must be a Steve thing. We had a guy calling today. I think he said he called in 280 times today. And he got Sheldon gets on every.
Steve lets in the area code. He knows the area code. He lets him in.
That's it?
Yeah, that's what it
is. Because I think so. Dakota?
I like Steve.
I like him, but I would say
Providence saying that he calls like 120 times, and I'm like, how don't you of all people get through? You know, like if Sheldon, I mean, that's commitment. Same with that John Stewart guy. He hasn't called in a little while.
No, he's been off. But my thing with Sheldon is I like him. We have a good time with him. But I'm just asking. I'm trying to be unbiased here. Are the quality of the calls matching the fact that he's Sheldon from? I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair. I like him. I do like him.
Kirk, he was on the Zoom. He was on the Zoom the other day, and he was saying the same thing. I keep calling in, but I'm kind of losing stuff to say. Like he's
got to step it up. Yeah, he's got to find a new angle. He's got to find a new angle. Yeah.
I mean, he's coming. He goes milks a cow and then calls your show. I can't imagine.
Oh, he legitimately does. He legitimately does.
Yeah. He was on the Zoom meeting the other day.
That's interesting. Yeah. You were talking about that.
He said something. He's like, I gotta go to the empty the trough or something. I was like, all right, buddy. See you later.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, whatever that means. Kirk, do you think anyone's doing better than you expect? Anyone you want to give clout to? That's been calling.
Well, you know what I liked a lot the other day. I think he's only called once. Was the crying Mike guy?
Yeah, that was good.
That was funny.
He was fucking funny. And I mean, the people fucking hate Mike. Oh God, they hate him.
I loved when he said, "I'm the fourth member of a podcast."
Yes, that was funny. That's funny.
That was a funny.
Poor Mike. Poor Mike.
Yeah,
Mike hasn't been on here yet.
Mike's not here. No, we went on Mike and the Minifans.
Right. I'm doing that in a couple of days. So.
I might be there in the I might be there in the comments. I might be the commentator, and then coming on. So we have another day together, Kirk.
He's like a field reporter.
I'll talk to Mike about that.
Okay.
Phil, who do you have? You want to give clout? Take clout away from anybody?
Yeah, so I was going to do Sheldon, but since mine got stolen, I'm going to give 5 clout to I think his name was Adam. You know, the guy that came on or called him. The Jew. Yeah, the Jew. Jew, exactly.
Yeah.
The Jewish person.
He was Jewish really entertaining, and he didn't really like get nervous on the air. He just kind of kept talking, and it was good. Wasn't it? It was very. He's
smart. We had him on the other day. He's called a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He's been calling since early December. I could remember his first call, which is weird.
Yeah, we called him one time. I think Steve. We used to take numbers, and we talked about that on an Unorthodox show with him for like 10 minutes the other day. He's good, smart, poised. Yeah, that's a good one. He's a really good caller.
Yeah.
Nice.
BA, who do you have? You taking some? I know you're Clout Watch.
I'm the
guy,
Clout Watch. I have someone on the Clout Watch. It's Menners because you better watch his mouth when he fucking talks about the KMS clock.
Is that a threat?
Jeez. Yeah, it's a threat. That's a threat.
Wow.
Right. Will, who do you got?
I'm just gonna take 5 away from BA. You had your own windbreaker going after you in the YouTube comments. You have multiple Discord suspensions, which you called self-induced when that's not what they're fucking called. They're called self-imposed. You moron. And you also muted yourself in the chat, but didn't mute yourself in the chat. So -5 from you, BA.
Jesus.
I'll take it.
I know. I'm sorry. I know, Kirk. That was really well.
And then I'm gonna give +5 clout to it's actually a parody account, but Kirk's Feaster 5 hoodie.
Yes.
He's the guy who won our Death Wish Coffee contest there. So I sent him the hoodie, the coffee, and he made a video for you guys. I know you retweeted it, but he's a good dude. Good. So he's a Mina fan, and when all the fights were going on, he messaged me immediately. He's like, "Listen, I want to help in any way I can to stop this." I was like, "Listen, Mr. Hoodie, I don't know if we can do much to help this, but but thank you for reaching out." But no, he's a good guy, and he's a P1 in my eyes. So
good.
He's a good dude. But guys, I want to keep this below Mayo's show just because I know that'll drive him fucking insane. Do you guys have any nickels worth of advice before we sign off with Kirk here? Or Kirk, do you have anything for us?
No, I mean, no, I don't think so. I think we've covered it pretty good. I think, when's the intern thing? Well, with you, is it with the 3 of you guys?
I think it's gonna be next Friday. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Steve about it more.
Okay.
Because he said you were busy tomorrow. I
have Menners tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Mike on Saturday, then Quantum Week on Sunday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. You're shaking your ass on the YouTube.
A lot. The ladies next week, and then I think Steve and TJ. I think.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm forgetting. I forget. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, they should get
the weed guys.
Oh, the Hayes guys.
Yeah, right.
They keep asking. I guess we're. Oh, that's right.
So we were going to play voicemails for you of fans. So we got 2.
All right,
one was Goldilocks. So thank you to Goldilocks who sent in a joke, and the other one was Lemon Hayes guy who asked if we can ask you to get you on his show. So on brand.
It was like a 2-minute voicemail.
I've never listened to this voicemail. Is it brutal, or am I going to dread?
Well, honestly, his last episode, he basically recorded the whole call he had with the doctor to get his medical license, and then recorded the whole first time he was in the dispensary, which it was a good episode. I think it was a great episode. Everything other than that, a lot of people say sucks, but I like the kid. He's passionate, and I'm never going to hold passion against somebody. So yeah, exactly.
I used to call them stupid needy Hayes, but they're pretty good guys.
There's the one-liners.
Okay, good.
I think the voicemail shows that they're still stupid needy Hayes at this point.
Kirk, last question I have. What name can I go by? Because I'm really just fucking confused, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
I think you got to stick with your name, John. You got to hold. You can't worry about what I say. You got to be your own man.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Ready to change his birth certificate.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in talks with my parents about what to do, and they're like, "Who is this man?" And I was like, "You know what? I'll leave now." And
there was one you forgot too. I think you said Juan in the Discord, but he never changed it.
Oh, it was Juan?
Yeah, I think you said it. At one point, you said it. Like, where's Juan?
This is exactly my point. I'm losing track. I'm happy we settled that here tonight, guys.
I think we should go with Juan over everything else. To be honest,
really?
Yeah, really? I like that one the best. We're going with that one.
Okay.
Juan? Okay.
Phil made the decision. He's the talent on the show, as everybody knows.
Exactly.
Kirk, I want to thank you. Guys, if you want to give a personal thanks, and then let's get him out of here. We wasted enough of his time.
Yeah, I was going to just say thanks, Kirk. And we usually do an after party when the stream's over. So you have an open invite to that.
Absolutely. I'll be there. Of course.
Okay. Thanks.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Kirk. Thanks for coming on, Kirk. I'm excited to get the Twitch going. It's gonna be great.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Sure. That Call of Duty thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Will, I'm sure you don't want to talk to. So I'm just going to skip.
I only have one thing to say. Thanks for not firing me yet and keeping me on. This has been the best experience ever. Thank you.
So cute.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I am a fucking pussy. I'm sorry. I'm a sentimental pussy.
Well, I know. Will, you're doing. You and Justin and Nick are doing. I have no idea what you guys do, but Steve says you're doing a great job. I trust Steve. So Steve says you're doing. Steve says you're the best intern he's ever had.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big.
Wow.
I mean, I'm 48 years old. I should be pretty.
No, he never said it. Never said.
You got it.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Later, buddy.
See ya.
Yep.
Yeah.